You know you should exercise, but you're just not sure what to do, how often, how hard to push. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and unlock the exact framework that doctors use to prescribe exercise. We're turning all that confusion into a super clear, actionable blueprint. So let's dive in.
We tend to think of exercise as this chore we have to get through. But what if you thought about it like medicine? Seriously. And just like any medicine, it only works if you get the prescription right. The right dose, the right type, the right frequency. And today, that is exactly what we are going to figure out how to build.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll get on the same page with some basic definitions. Then, we are going to unpack the secret recipe doctors use called the FIT principle. After that, we'll see how that same recipe works for strength and flexibility. And then, maybe the most important part of all, how to actually make it stick. All right, first things first. Before we can build a solid plan, we've got to make sure we're all speaking the same language, Getting these core ideas down is the foundation for everything else that's coming. Let's start with the big, broad category, physical activity. Honestly, this is pretty much everything. Anytime your body is moving and you're not just sitting still, walking to your car, doing chores, playing with your dog, that counts. It's the whole universe of movement. Now, exercise, that's a special kind of physical activity. The key word to remember here is purposive. It's movement you do on purpose with a goal in mind, like getting stronger or improving your heart health. It is totally intentional. And this breaks down the difference perfectly. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator, that's awesome physical activity. But deciding you're going to jog up and down those same stairs for 20 minutes straight, that is exercise. It all comes down to the intention and the structure you bring to it. Okay, now we get to the real core of the prescription. This is the secret sauce. It's a super simple acronym called the FIT principle. And it's what professionals use to design pretty much any effective workout you can think of, especially cardio. So, FITT, it stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. Just think of these as the 4 main dials on your exercise control panel. You can tweak each one to create a plan that's perfect for you and to keep making progress. Let's break them down one by one. First up, F is for frequency. This one's super straightforward. It's just how many times a week you're working out. Is it 3 days? 5 days? This is the first style you get to set. Next, we've got I for intensity. This is all about how hard you're actually working. But how do you measure that without a bunch of fancy gear? Well, it turns out there's a surprisingly easy trick for this. And here it is. This is one of my favorite pro tips. It's called the talk test. If you can carry on a conversation, but you're definitely too out of breath to belt out your favorite song, boom, you found the sweet spot for moderate intensity. So simple, right? Now, if you want to get a little more scientific about it, doctors use something called a MET. It stands for metabolic equivalent. It sounds complex, but it's not. 1 MET is just the energy your body uses sitting perfectly still. So an activity that's 5 METs means you're burning 5 times the energy you would be just sitting on the couch. And check out these examples. It really puts things into perspective. Just sitting here working at a computer is about 1.5 METs. A nice brisk walk jumps you right up to 5 METs, solidly moderate. But then look at competitive football, a massive 10 METs. That's vigorous for sure. It's wild to see the difference in energy cost. All right, the first T in FIT stands for time. This one's easy. It's just the duration of your workout session. Are we talking a 20-minute jog or a 60-minute bike ride? It's simply how long you're moving in one go. And the final T is for type. This is just what you're doing. For cardio, you're looking for activities that are rhythmic and use your large muscle groups. So think running, cycling, swimming, even dancing around your living room. Okay, so the FIT principle is absolutely perfect for cardio. But what about the other stuff? A good plan is a complete plan, right? Well, let's see how this same idea applies to building strength and flexibility. And what's so cool is that the FIT principle adapts beautifully. For strength training, frequency is how often you train a muscle. Intensity is simply the amount of weight you're lifting. Time gets measured in reps and sets. And type is whatever you're using, dumbbells, machines, or even just your own body weight. Now, this is a really key concept for anyone interested in strength training. There's this constant trade-off. If you want to build pure strength, you lift heavier weight for fewer reps. If you're going for muscular endurance, you do the opposite, lighter weight for more reps. And for just general all-around fitness, that sweet spot is usually right there in the middle. And hey, we can't forget about flexibility. Making sure you're doing some stretching to improve your range of motion is a crucial part of a well-rounded program. It just helps you move better and feel better in everything else you do. So, we have the what to do and the how to do it. But honestly, none of that matters without this final, crucial piece, the psychology of actually making the habit last. This is where a plan turns into a lifestyle. Look, changing your behavior isn't like flipping a light switch. It's a process, a journey. And we all go through these stages, from not even thinking about it, to planning it, to finally doing it and making it a real habit. The powerful thing is, knowing which stage you're in right now helps you figure out the right next step to take. So, how do you actually move forward? Doctors use this simple framework called the 5A's model, but you can totally use it to coach yourself. First, assess where you are. Then, advise yourself on a good plan. Agree on goals you can actually hit. Assist yourself by figuring out how to get past any barriers. And finally, arrange a way to check in and keep yourself accountable. And finally, here are some of the absolute best, most practical tips for success. You have to know your personal why. Find a friend to do it with you. That's a game changer. Do something you actually think is fun. And please schedule it in your calendar like it's a critical meeting and protect that time. These are the things that really work. So there it is. We've covered a ton, from the basic definitions to the FIT principle and the psychology of making it all stick. You now have the exact same blueprint a professional would use to build an effective exercise plan. So the only question left is, with this blueprint in your hands, what's the first change you're going to plan?